It's moving beyond tangible markers of success and validation and trusting the energetic, trusting the wisdom of the unified field that's informing the heart. Trust the soul that's connected to the one, the all, to God consciousness. Trust that higher aspect that can see beyond the third dimensional reality. Trust that that is leading you to the highest possible actualization of success that is possible for you in this incarnation. That is my invitation for you today. Hello and welcome to Temple of Akasha, the home of embodied spirituality with me, Natasha. Today we're going to talk about success. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself what success means to you? There is an unspoken rule, there is an unspoken standard that is widely circulated in mainstream society that success equates to a certain way of being, equates to a certain level of material success, that success looks like something specific that we are all having to adhere to. Part of this deconstruction of the old paradigm involves us deconstructing this very outdated idea of what success means. This current ideal of success, which as a generalization is rooted in, ideals around having money, accumulating material or financial gain, and that being the primary driver for life, to have the house, the money, the car, the material objects, materiality, right? The accumulation of the material and having some degree of status or power materially seems to be what this current matrix reality deems to be a benchmark for success. This is not going to hold up. This current benchmark, this current distorted ideal is not going to stand the test of time. It's not going to stand the test of truth, because most of these things that are driving us to seek those ideals are fear-based. Most of what's driving and upholding that ideal of success is a conditioned, egoic sense that we lack something and we need to gain something materially in order to feel good enough, in order to feel powerful, in order to compensate for what we feel we do not have access to within, and so we compensate with material success. What's really critical on this journey of awakening and remembrance is to disentangle ourselves from these external and societal ideals, and to really get clear on what does success mean to me. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself what success means to you personally? Free from the expectations, standards and bindings of family, parents, peer groups, work colleagues, society in general, the media, government, and all of the other ways in which we have been insidiously programmed to diminish our own ideals in favor of something external. Just regardless and irrespective of all of those external forces, have you ever stopped to ask yourself what success truly means to you in your heart? And when you ask that question, you may be very surprised at what the answer is. Ask your heart that question. It already knows the answer. It's been trying to guide you towards your ideal of success your entire life, but a lot of your conditioning has got in the way. So ask yourself now, use this video as an invitation to ask yourself, what does success truly mean to me? What does success feel like in my body? Let's bring this into an embodied space. Let's just stay here for a moment. Close your eyes with me. Tune into your heart center and just feel into success. When you feel into the vibration, the frequency of success in your body, what does it feel like? Does it feel like freedom? Does it feel like safety? Does it feel like service? Does it feel like connection? Does it feel like community? Just feel into what qualities success has for you. And it may just be a feeling to begin with. It may just be a kind of vague sense. It may be a thread that you need to kind of follow to unravel and understand more deeply. But I invite you to seriously consider your definition and an embodied experience of success so that you can become more aligned with what your heart and soul is asking of you to embody, to enact, to embrace, to express in this world, because that's the medicine the world needs. The world doesn't need more people emulating these old models and standards of success driven by fear and ego. That paradigm's crumbling. That's not going to stand the test of time. What's needed now are the pioneering ways of being. And one of the big ways that we're going to have to pioneer on this planet in the years, decades, millennia to come is, how does success truly look for the individual? And it's going to be different for each individual. And how can the individual honor success for themselves in a way that is heart-led? So it starts with you asking yourself, what does success mean to me? And how much am I living that? How much am I embracing that? How much am I embodying that in my day-to-day experience? This came up for me very recently in a recent therapy session, where I realized that most of us have internalized the patriarchal standard of success. And the patriarchal paradigm is all about consumerism, capitalism, doing, productivity. And so if we don't innately feel that those things bring us personal success, that if we don't feel like we need to consume, if we don't feel driven to accumulate material goods, to be very driven by status and power in the material sense, then on some level we're going to feel like we're failing if we've internalized those standards. And that's what became really clear to me in therapy, that there is this constant sense that I'm failing, I'm not doing good enough, I'm not doing enough in the world, I'm not doing well, I'm a failure, I'm lacking in some way. And when I really started to like listen and lean in and sense into like, what aspect of myself do I feel is actually saying I'm failing, because there's no one in my external reality that is really kind of mirroring that back to me. Of course, there are many subtle outlets for programming in the media, etc., that say that this is success, and if you don't embody these ideals of success, you're failing. But no one is explicitly saying to me, Natasha, you're failing at life. So at some level, I'm internalizing that idea. And when I really began to deconstruct and understand where the source of that sense of you're failing comes from, it was from a very warped and distorted masculine energy within myself that is definitely a byproduct of the patriarchy, that is dominating and oppressive, and it feels like a slave driver within me that's cracking a whip and saying, like, you haven't got the house, you haven't accumulated lots of money, you don't have any of the things that society deems to be necessary in order to be successful, you don't have the family, you don't have the marriage, you don't have any of these external markers for success, so you're failing. And you need to feel the weight of that failure, because it's going to drive you to keep seeking those things. And when I brought awareness to that, I realized how much I had been living in such internal states of disparity, because the deepest aspect of me has no desire for those things. Of course I'd love a home, of course I'd love loving partnership, of course I want community, and I would love to feel material success in a way that feels aligned, in a way that feels joyful and responsible at the same time. But money and material success has never driven me. I'm driven by service, I'm driven by my heart, I'm driven by the desire to be of service, to help others, to connect in meaningful ways. And so that aspect of me, which feels very feminine, has always felt very oppressed by this other aspect of me that is wounded in its masculine need to control and dominate. This aspect that is subtle and slow and loves to give from the heart and loves to be abundant in the way that I give, without expectation, without the need to receive materially or externally. That aspect has felt very, very shut down and underappreciated. And so this session really illuminated for me that, okay, This dissonance is internal, and it's mine to rectify. And it's actually another, deeper layer of inner union alchemy to see that, okay, on some level we've all integrated these patriarchal standards for success, and it's our individual responsibility to deconstruct them. When we begin to deconstruct the patriarchy within ourselves, this wounded masculine way of being within ourselves, I'm not in any way, by the way, shaming or blaming men, let me be clear. I'm calling out the system and paradigm of the patriarchy, which is beyond men. It's a system we've all been a part of, we've all upheld on some level, and we're all deconstructing. It's our responsibility to deconstruct that within ourselves, and in doing so we shift the energy, which is going to shift the collective, and it's going to shift the collective paradigm. So I really invite you to explore within yourself what true success means to you. It's a great thing to journal on, to start identifying in tangible ways, what does it feel like in your body? For me it's freedom and safety, community, love, service, all the things that I kind of mentioned before. And then go deeper. If I was to live that and embody it, what would that look like day to day? What would success in my day-to-day experience look like? It might mean, like for me, carving out 2 hours every morning for my morning rituals, practices, and self-care. I am someone that needs time in the morning to fully anchor in this human experience and take the time to honor the sanctity of this experience, to do my sacred practices, to set my mind, body, and field up for the day. And so carving out that time, when I do that, I find that I'm far more productive in an aligned way, and I already feel like I've achieved success because I've tended to what's important to me, which is my soul. I've nourished my soul, and that to me is success. When I nourish my soul, when I celebrate what my soul and heart are longing for, when I answer the call of my soul, when I'm allowing myself to be governed by the energetic, which is truth. The energetic underpins the material. When I honor the energetic call, when I honor what my energy field is guiding me to do rather than the external demands and pressures of the outside world, when I honor the energetic, I feel successful because I know that I'm honoring a deeper truth. So this is a really important point of exploration as we begin to dismantle these old systems. This is going to be an ongoing process for the age of Aquarius, and we move potentially towards a more unified and humanitarian-based way of being in this particular zodiac age. It's really understanding, what does success mean at a heart-soul level, and slowly becoming embodiments of that success, slowly normalizing that it's okay to deviate from the standardized definition of success, the standardized model of success that's being promoted and embodied by so many people unconsciously. It's okay to move towards what success means for you, and in fact, in doing so, is what your soul intended before you came into this incarnation. Your soul carries the blueprint for what success means to you. It may not look like the societal model. That's okay. Can you trust that your personal roadmap to success, which is communicated to you through your intuition, through your innate knowing, through your instinct, through your moment-to-moment guidance that you receive, is leading you to success, and that success is going to actualize all your dreams and desires in a unique way that's unique to you? And it does take trust. It does take faith. That's the journey of awakening, right? It's moving beyond tangible markers of success and validation and trusting the energetic, trusting the wisdom of the unified field that's informing the heart. Trust the soul that's connected to the one, the all, to God consciousness. Trust that higher aspect that can see beyond the third dimensional reality. Trust that that is leading you to the highest possible actualization of success that is possible for you in this incarnation. That is my invitation for you today. Trust that innate knowing and guidance. Trust it's leading you where you want to go at the deepest level of your being. I would love to know in the comments what success means to you. I would love for us to start generating a momentum, a wave towards celebrating our own individual markers and standards of success, and normalizing deviating from societal standards of success. The more we do that, the more we can encourage others and inspire others, the more we can start this process of deconditioning the collective and truly returning to authenticity and integrity. Sending so much love. I hope this transmission finds you well, and I really look forward to connecting with you again in the next one.